Did you know I'm a Pokemon master?
Okay, fair warning. This video will definitely have some tangential material in it, but at the very start, we are going to remain focused because the DPP Cup finals just happened. That's the replay you see on the screen here, and I have not watched the games yet. So I'm making this video tangential on purpose because I am exhausted, and I want to just, churn something out for you, my kind viewers, because I appreciate you, first of all. And second of all, I feel some sort of obligation to those who use me to fall asleep, or those who have me on, in their cars, or whatever kind of commute they have. So, yeah, those of you who get annoyed by my tangents, rest assured this video will stay on topic, at least throughout these 3 games. I guess, spoiler alert, that it goes to 3 games, but yeah. Then after that, I make no promises. I don't know where it's going to go. But, yeah, it's some stuff about my movie and other things. So, I know I said I want to turn my brain off and da-da-da, but I just can't seem to help myself. I'm not going to deep dive, analyze, this series or anything, but I'm not just going to, narrate what happens either. It's like, oh, well, Flygon used Earthquake there. That's interesting that it used Earthquake against the Heatran because Earthquake is super effective. Nothing like that. I'm sure I'll dive into more because, it'll just annoy me if I don't. But yeah, let's see what happens. Metagross lead from Twash against Jirachi. This could be oh, is that a Scarf Metagross lead? That's so cool. Well, not necessarily, but because that Jirachi did not take much from that Earthquake either, only 62. So a very bulky Jirachi means it's slow. So it could feasibly be something crazy like a Jolly Metagross lead, which I am not really gonna say that I would ever use that, but Twash succeeds in some crazy stuff. So, but I like the idea of it being Scarf Metagross too. So there's a double to Heatran, making me think, oh, well, there's Sheik goes for Fire Punch there. So I don't know if he was saying, hey, that Metagross is Jolly and it's going to Stealth Rock or Mash on a lead, or if he was just kept calling the double switch. But Heatran does come in, and that's a great move from Twash, because Heatran gets up rocks on a lot of stuff. If like a Rotom or a Latias wanted to come in there, then, or even like a Breloom, let's say, when Heatran does that, or like a Skarmory, then Heatran's going to have a lot of likely positive matchups that it can get up rocks on. Now, of course, there's obviously going to be Pokemon that it wouldn't want to one-on-one, like Flygon or Gyarados, or maybe even Gengar. But those are riskier choices if you don't know the Metagross is, if you don't know that the Metagross is Scarf for sure or not. Where's those other pokes? Well, something like Skarmory or Rotom in particular, then they're fine whether or not it's Scarf. Anyway, so Heatran picks up a nice Flash Fire boost on the way, and in comes T-Tar on the assumed rocks. Yep, there they are. No lefties on the Heatran. Metagross coming back in, getting super powered. Not going to be banded. Now, is this Metagross going to unleash a... No, it's going to double back to Heatran on a Gyarados. Alright. So that suggests like Metagross is actually kind of a threat if Gyara is being used to switch into it this early in the game. Which is, hey, this is why Scarf Metagross is a great Pokemon. Because a lot of times offensive teams will get by against it by outrunning it before it bludgeons them to death. So, that double does not work out for Twash, but it's actually not bad. All bad, first of all, because he gets information that, wow, Metagross is actually kind of good, and also reveals that the Gyarados is not lefties, making it an even direr switch to the Gyara. So it's getting chipped here, but it does have a free attack. It waterfalls. Wow, okay, well, I know Twash does insane things, but that waterfall did absolutely nothing. 67 from Gyara. That's so unbelievably bulky. That's got to be like max defense or close to it to do insane things like Live Scarf Lucario close combat or something. I mean, Heatran's defense stat is as naturally high as its special defense, but it's just very No, it's not very rare. It is non-existent to see it invest that much. But I mean, hey, if clearly it worked out, that's a nice call. And then to see it eat the Salic Berry, that's even more unusual. Salic Heatran has been used before. That is pretty cool, but not in a context like this. So Gara knocks Heatran into Salic and has been Magma Stormed. So Heatran is free to blow up on it to guarantee the... Oh, Endure Salic, that's cool. And it gets another turn of Magma and Sand. So we can guarantee finishing off with Magma Storm as a... Well, supposing it hits, of course. As opposed to blowing up and getting a double down, he could potentially get the KO and then force Sheik to revenge him with something else so that momentum will still be on Twash's side, as opposed to the riskier nature of a double down. Yeah, how sick would it have been if the Gara DD'd on the Endure? It's like, oh, something's up. Salic wasn't random, you know. It's not like it was a sub-Salic Heatran, but... Yeah, and he is going to miss the second Magma, which, you know, technically it is 49% to hit 2 Magma Storms. That's why Focus Blast is such a terrible move. But, I mean, Gara's still out of commission. In comes Suicune, and it's going to Hydro, and down goes Gara. Also, if it's plus speed Heatran, then Gara would be outsped anyway at +1. Unless it's Jolly Gara, but Jolly Gara is so bad. And a Pokemon that can already have power issues as is, no thanks. Anyway, oh, the Suicune also doesn't have lefties. I'm not going to say it's also Salic, but, you know, definitely something that's going to jump in your mind afterwards. So, yeah, Latias, double to Jirachi on the what? On the Metagross? Nope, it just stays in and plays aggressively. And, I mean, that's a good move. Well, I mean, I suppose you could see... Yeah, I suppose Heatran could just... Not Heatran, what am I talking about? I'm looking at the fainted Heatran sprite. Suppose you could say, alright, well, I'm going to sacrifice the Suicune so I don't get my Metagross Specs Draco Meteor, because it looks like with Gara down, Metagross is very likely to pick up a KO. And with 2 steals already revealed, then it's not likely that Twash is exactly awash with Draco Meteor switch-ins on an offensive team. You know, he might have like a T-Char or something, but it might, or maybe even a Jirachi, but they're probably going to be offensive variants that whose health he wants to preserve. So it's going to say, look, reveal that it's Specs, and if it's not Specs, it's not getting a KO, and I'm just going to attack it. And if it is Specs, then I'm going to revenge it with Metagross. This kind of aggressive playstyle of Twash's means, you know, you got to be kind of fast and loose with your sacrifices. But he winds up getting some nice chip on the Rachi and then missing Hydro on the Latias coming back in, and same thing, and Draco, it's not Specs, so it doesn't force it out. I mean, Ice Beam isn't going to come close to KOing it either. And it's not Salic Suicune. Well, if it is Cuss type, we're not going to see it. And now Metagross switches into the -2 Draco, which is going to bounce off, especially because it's not Specs, and it misses, so it takes even less. And very likely going to force a KO here. There's the mash. Now, the question is it Scarf or is it not? And it is Scarf. You love to see it. I haven't seen a Scarf Metagross lead since like Phil 7086 in 2016 or something. Well, I think Ojama, that same year, probably inspired by it, made a team with Scarf Metagross that he then gave to Solwyn to use against Cosine and Smogon Torp. Scizor coming in. Alright, now this could be dangerous if it's bulky SD, but it's not got lefties and it doesn't SD, so. Yeah, bulky SD Scizor. I gotta make a video on that, because it was such a great Pokemon. Then a lot of things kind of brought it back down, but I'm thinking it might be time for it again. And for offensive teams like Twash's, then, you know, it's a perfect example. It used to be the age-old case where Heatran on offensive teams would get beaten down very early in a battle, because it's tasked with switching into so much, and then Scizor just takes over entire games. So Latias comes into Scizor. I don't know if this is E-Belt HP Fire or something, but Sheik... Oh, he just gets hit with a very strong Surf. Looks like Specs. So, nice mind game there by Twash. Well, actually, not necessarily a mind game, because I was still in the mindset of bulky SD. But if that is superpower without lefties, I mean, it could be SD for sure. But it's also possible that it's choiced, probably banded. So, it could be... I think that was a good moveset, or mindset on Twash's end. That, look, it's very likely that it's either going to be locked into superpower, Or if it's not, then the fact that I sent Latias into it is going to make him think, does that have HP Fire? Does that, is that going to do something I don't want to do? I'm going to switch out and check, right? Especially because he's got a very weak Latias to switch to, which, maybe that could have been better. I mean, Latias still at low health is still valuable with a Scarf because of Healing Wish, so who knows? But now he basically gets a free T-Tar KO, which is amazing. But there's also going to be a free switch to Empoleon, which gets crit and it agilities. So that crit might have just pushed it closer to Torrent, although I'm not going to say that it's... Oh, there's Twash's signature Weavile. Loves that thing. And he Ice Beams and gets taken out by Surf. Doesn't Ice Shard so as to not knock it into Pataya range. Smart. Oh, it's not going to really matter because... no, that was... Well, he can't Ice Shard and not give it a sub because it's too low. But he's going to get finished off by Infernape's Mach Punch anyway. So, I'm not going to make a call one way or another if the Ice Shard crit, or if the Surf crit matter. Then again, he didn't miss a Magma Storm earlier, so... yeah, you can't nitpick that too much. He also missed the Latias with Hydro switching in, actually, so... I think it's roughly call it fair. So, there's Latias also going to get picked off by the Mach. God, Infernape's such a great Pokemon. I'm glad people are starting to appreciate it more. And not just calling it, basically UU or something silly like that. And, okay, it is an Akka SD Scizor, which does make more sense. That is a very trendy set right now. And it does kind of make you think, should it have stayed against the Latias? Maybe, arguably. Because then, the kind of collapse of the rest of Sheik's team made it, was kind of facilitated by the fact that he switched Scizor out of Latias and lost a bunch of Pokemon to it as a result. Yeah, so nicely done, both players. Cool teams. On to game 2. Rotom, love seeing Rotom Wash lead. Whether or not it's stall. Metagross lead again into Heatran. Another early Flash Fire. Here come the rocks. Latias, okay, that's probably going to be stall. There's Calm Mind. And Twash again Magma Storming. I mean, this could be the same team. I have nothing wrong with, nothing against that. If a team is good and, you're confident in it, then once the battle starts, even if they recognize it, they're not going to have made their team choice with that specifically in mind. So, and if that's the strongest you have, you feel confident in it, and you can play with it, then go for it. Yeah, so I was thinking, is it going to be like Rotom Wash lead on some kind of offense? Because I think those are super underrated. But, Rotom Wash lead does tend to be kind of like Giratina O lead in Ubers, where it kind of signifies a stall team, even though it's supposed to disguise the stall team, just because of how the stall teams don't have many good options for a lead. So, yeah. Tran gets rocks and blows up a Latias. That's a great start. Now Rotom leads off again into the Metagross, and Will-O-Wisps the Latias coming in. Now, what are we going to see? Bronzong coming in. This could be the 6 Spike Immune style. And it gets tricked right away. God, Latias is so good. Zong gets the Specs. Zong is going to get up the rocks, though. In comes Suicune, going to take advantage of that free Calm Mind. Oh, no, he goes right to Clefable, not wanting to give a free switch to whatever. And tries to Encore on the Calm Mind, doesn't work. In comes a Metagross. Is this also going to trick? I would love to see that. It does. I love double trick stuff. It's so great. And it's going to immediately get the Discharge Para on it, on the Metagross, which is a shame. But I don't know how much it's going to make much of it. It was a nice move on Sheik's end to protect his Skarmory from getting tricked, because Skarmory is a lot more vulnerable in this case. Infernape comes in on the Spike, and now with Latias down, this is going to get nasty. Clef coming into Fire Blast, that is not something you want to see. Taking a lot of damage from it, too, and it's not even Life Orb. So he's doing like desperate stuff, like switching Zong into CC, and like hoping he misses Fire Blast or something. Twash doesn't even risk the Fire Blast. He switches to Suicune. And, that took some real restraint. Great move. And he's going to Calm Mind, especially with the weakened Clefable now, that it looks like he can just run away with the game. And there's a Soft Boiled instantly. Hydro just not doing enough. God, I wonder if Mystic Water Suicune has any merit. And, yeah, he doesn't want to get Encored. But this is a... Wow, Sheik is just soft-boiling again and again. Nicely done. And is he going to Encore here? I feel like he is. Nope, he gets soft-boiled again, and now the Hydra's going to 2-KO. It's not missing either. But yeah, look, Clef can even stall out +2 Hydros. God. You really gotta, like, knock the Clef, or really knock it in, like, sub 50 range for this to work. Stalling out all the Hydros. That's actually unbelievable. Is he gonna encore here? Nope. Now the Suicune is at +3. No, okay, now that Hydro is not getting stalled out. He's hit all of... Oh, my goodness. And now he's sat... That was a real... That was almost surreal, the way the Clef... all those Hydros hit, and the Clef managed to stall it out, kind of. He's trying to sack the Bronzong for it. But, I mean, the Infernape is still looking like utter death here. Good pivot into Metagross to scout. I could have gone right to Latias, I suppose, but... didn't want to get it toxic. Well, no, Latias is burn. What am I talking about? Yeah. Now it's just going to get sacrificed. Just so it doesn't switch. The Clef doesn't switch in. Now it's going to heal up. Draco, that's not going to KO. I mean, it is... Funnily enough, you don't really see Clef running out of soft boils against offensive teams, but it is down to 6. Which I don't see making too much difference. What's he going to heal? Oh, to Metagross. Okay. Yeah, Metagross is going to be... Well... No, really. If Infernape gets Brave Birded, great double to Infernape there. And great move going to Rotom there to protect the Scar. I mean, I don't know if it can live Fire Blast, though. That's the... Oh, it doesn't. Yeah. Good idea, but... Yeah. Oh, and the last is Hippo. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting 6 Spike Immune, so Gliscor last. But that... Yeah, I was thinking, how is this going to... But yeah, Hippo carries in situations like these. So, in comes Suicune again. It's going to run away. Clef's going to come back in. Because it only has one more Hydro, so it doesn't matter if it switches right into it. Great Calm Mind. What is that item? Maybe Lum or something, but... No, it goes... Wow, great Seismic Toss there. Oh, and Clef drops to CC. That was a really great toss, just to wear down the Infernape more. I mean, if he lets Infernape get eaten by EQ, then it doesn't make that much of a difference. But I think that was really heads up, just to limit Twash's opportunities to bring it back in later against Scarm, let's say. Because now he has, even if he preserves against Hippo and it comes back in against Scarm, it's not going to be a force KO necessarily, because he can potentially pivot around it. So now Suicune drops to the hazards. It was at 13. I don't know, that should drop to spikes like that. Rounding, I know rounding or whatever, but it shouldn't display like that anyway. Metagross, that's a great move. Metagross threatens to blow up on Skarmory, or on Metagross, which would draw in Skarmory instead. And, because if Hippo gets blown up on by Metagross, then, you know, game over. And so he tries to absorb it with Skarmory, and then, I mean, Infernape would still threaten, but it could still be done. But that was a great double, just to not give him any opportunity. And still save the Metagross boom for later, of course. Yeah, yeah, because even if the Metagross does blow up on the Skarmory, Infernape comes in and CCs, yeah, the Hippo can still stall it out, you know, just slack off and then beat Weavile one-on-one, assuming it is the same team. So that was a great move, because now that option has been taken away from Sheik, barring, you know, Fire Blast. So yeah, he's got to hope one of 2 Fire Blasts misses. Oh, and it does miss. Oh, that sucks. I mean, he's been hitting a lot of moves in this game, to be fair. But that's really unfortunate. Yeah, that did a lot of damage because of Blaze, so 71. That's a shame, given he played his way into that. And that's the nature of inaccurate moves on offense, I suppose. But yeah, Weavile comes in. Night Slash. Yeah, unless this Ice Punch freezes Scarm or something. Does it even have it? Yeah, and Twash is just going to forfeit this one. So we're going to game 3. Whew. That was really something. Empoleon lead, you love to see it. I love Empoleon lead. Gliscor U-turning out. What year is this? I just saw a Gliscor lead U-turn out of... a Gliscor lead is already rare to begin with. But a Gliscor lead U-turning out of Empoleon lead? My god, I've been transported. And Clef coming in. Now, this can be dicey because, as you see there, that Hydro can very possibly 2-KO through the lefties. Oh, my loading. Is this going to be August team? Oh, knockoff offensive Empoleon. This is a favorite of mine. If you watch me ladder, you know I spam this. I've been using... I love this set. So, It's great because you can't wall it with bulk. It's hard enough to wall Empoleon to begin with, but if you try to sit on it with lefties, then, gone. So, I just snapped my fingers for those of you wondering what that unusual noise was. So, yeah, Milotic gets knocked off here. I think this is going to be August team with the Magnezone and the Scarf Flygon and the something that I forget. It's a great team. And he was trying to freeze the Milo early on, or force a recover, or both. But Empoleon takes a lot of damage, which I see that he's willing to. If Milotic's going to be around, then it's not going to be the most threatening thing. Especially if he knows there's a Magnezone in the back. So, worth it. But he does get a free switch to Latias, which is big, and then baits in the T-Tar. Okay, it's not August team. The last was Jirachi on August team. That's right. And T-Tar means that it's not necessarily going to be that. Yeah, so baits in the Latias check and then goes to Metagross. Classic, that's a classic move. Very nicely pulled off. And Meta gets up the rocks. Jirachi comes in. There is a Jirachi there. It's physically defensive with a Wish. Still not exactly what you would call a Metagross switch in, especially because if this Metagross, has leftovers, then it's just going to lose one-on-one. And, I mean, it is kind of insane when physically defensive Jirachi does act as a kind of a Metagross answer. But he sees that even that's a little nuts. He goes to Gliscor, which does not have lefties. Now, I know Scarf Gliscor has been used before, but on this kind of team, I mean, I guess. He gets up the rocks with the Gliscor at least, so that's something. Yeah, if that Metagross had this is why I love lefties on Metagross so much. But obviously, the problem is that Metagross loves running different items as well. Yeah. CB... Oh, yeah, that is CB Outrage Gara, and it is going to 2-KO the Milo. And there is Magnezone, hoping for a 3 turn, so the zone will... So it is like August team, but with T-Tar over Flygon. Cool. Hoping for a 3-turn Outrage, so Magnezone can take it out. Nope, there's a 2-turn. But he does get a nice free T-Bolt. And it's Lefty Zone. Great set, especially if it's Magnet Rise for Zongs. Bronzongs. Latias comes in. T-Tar's switching right into it. That better be Scarf or something. Yep, it's Scarf. No, it's Pasho, which that's just as good in terms of switching into Latias. But you don't want like a slower T-Tar and able to take the hits. That's the important part. So Latias drops. T-Tar's been given a Scarf, which is actually kind of good. I assume Milo's going to get sacked here? No, he's going to sack Clefable. No, there was no way that was the move. Empoleon's in Torrent range. Clefable can heal back up. I mean, I guess either way he's sacking and then going to zone, but unless it's Timid Empoleon or something. Yeah, it is. Nice. Timid Empoleon outruns the modest Magnezone. I'm not a fan of Timid Empoleon, but I definitely see its uses. But yeah, I think, yeah, I don't know about that one. And now EQ's into Gara. Now Twash is way ahead. He's got a very free banded waterfall here. I don't know, he's going to try to like heal up with Milo or something. But Metagross, now he's got a Metagross ready to do its thing. I mean, I guess... Oh, I was going to say his play might be soloing with Wish Protect Jirachi, which is very feasible against offensive teams with that much longevity, but it just gets crit, and if it didn't get crit, it could have been flinched. So, yeah, looks... That Gara gets Ice Fanged, and that's going to be that. Yeah, I think Twash was way out in front in that one. So, cool. That was an interesting series to watch. Thank you for watching. Well, I mean, this video's not over yet, of course, but yeah. Yeah, now it's just going to get blown up on. Cool. Always like to see Empoleon succeeding. What's this other set of replays? Oh, yeah, the Advanced Cup semifinals, H-Clad versus McMegan. But yeah, at this point, I'm kind of zoning out. I'm going to have myself a little staycation the next few days. I've been working a lot. I got food poisoning the other day. It was horrifying. I ordered from this place I usually order from when I'm at work. And I don't know what was in the food that day. I don't know. I think it was just my body telling me to slow down. Yeah, but yeah, that was really unpleasant. But on the bright side... You know, a few more things and then the movie trailer comes out. Yeah, I have to, I might slot in a little, I don't know if I'm going to do it yet because I don't know if I feel like editing this. It's a very small piece of editing, but I have to, so there's 2 things for the trailer. the trailer itself, like this is what the movie is, and then the other part, for those of you who are not familiar with Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and basically things that every little like independent movie does, which is they have the trailer and then they have the part where the director or whoever else talks to the camera. It's like, hi, my name is so and so. Here's my little movie idea, and here, please, give me your money for it. And if you donate this much, then you get this prize, and such and such. And that's what we're doing, of course. But our advantage is that we have already filmed a little bit of a trailer for it, as opposed to just doing the route where we want to make this, but we don't have the money for it. So no, instead what we did was that I went broke a couple times making the trailer for it so that you can see what it is. So yeah, around here or something, then I will put well, not the final version of what it's going to be in that little Indiegogo thing, the part where I'm making a bunch of jokes and give me your money because. But yeah. You know I'm a Pokemon master. And I'm making a movie. God, what is going on in this battle? Yeah, and then of course little bits from the trailer as well, just to get you more excited. Kev, what is your movie about? I don't understand, because you've shown a couple like images from it, and there's a guy with a chainsaw, and there's very vivid colors, and crazy laughing, and silly jokes and whatnot. But what is it really like about? Well, my friend, it is a I'll keep it simple. It is a zombie comedy, like Shaun of the Dead, like Brain Dead, like I know they're not technically zombies, but like Evil Dead. There's a lot of other zombie comedies out there, but those are the most well known. So yeah, I would say Shaun of the Dead if you want an accurate reference point. Sorry, I'm really fading. No more work for me this week. That's I asked my friend to take over my shifts because I was completely out of it. So yeah, that's basically what my movie's about. That's what these little snippets have been hinting at. And the fun part is that there's a real emotional center to my film. Not to say that those other films don't have more to them than just the hilarious zombie gags. And rest assured, there are plenty of hilarious zombie gags. But yeah, this movie will have a little bit of everything I like about movies, which is everything. So, people who like artsy movies, artsy stuff is there in spades. People who like over-the-top silliness and amazing action scenes, then you will not be disappointed either. Anyway, I see Subcom Mind Jirachi doing really cool things, even while burned, which is kind of insane. But I'm not, yeah, that's about all I'm going to stomach from that. So, yeah. Wow, Salamence, Gyarados, Metagross, Blissey. God, Blissey's so broken. Yeah, so get excited for that. Kev, why is the trailer taking so long to... Well, let me tell you. God, I just got a text and I don't know where my phone is. I just heard it. Give me a second. Yeah, Kev, why is your trailer taking so long to edit? Well, my friend, I am experienced in editing software, but editing Pokemon videos and editing actual like filmed material with like sound editing and to say nothing of color grading, which I'm basically teaching myself. Yeah, that takes a while, especially if you want it to look good and sound good, and I have to hand it off to a professional sound guy to do the final version. I have to get I have a guy doing the music for it as well, which I'm very excited for. But yeah, these things unfortunately take a great deal of time, but if you want them to be good, then they have to be. So I appreciate everyone's patience in hearing me talk about it constantly. And I hope these little teaser blips have done something to get you more excited. You know, get hyped, get your wallets ready, tell your friends. Heracross is so cool. Wow, that did nothing. Bulky Gyarados should be used more. It's got a lot of interesting stuff. The fact that Blissey is also one of the best physical walls in Advance really rubs me the wrong way. God, I have a feeling this game's going to last a long time. We are speeding this up. Wow, this video is only half an hour long. Wow. Cool. Yeah. God, I gotta take it easy, and I played basketball last week, and then I was going to this week. And I was like, oh nope, I gotta work on Sunday, so much for basketball. But this week, nothing is stopping me from my Sunday basketball, and yeah. But tomorrow, I mean, even tonight, I gotta take it easy. But tomorrow, the most I'm gonna do work-wise is like organize my apartment. That is important, to be able to take it easy, to not, cluttered living space, cluttered mind, that kind of stuff. It's not like it needs a complete overhaul. It just, I always jokingly reference the thing from Taxi Driver. One of these days I'm gonna get organized, and yeah, I do need to get organized. Good lord, this is insufferable. I just noticed there's a Blissey and a Snorlax. Jesus. It's a good combination, of course. One of the few ways to make Snorlax less terrible is to use it alongside Blissey, which is, cool. Yeah, I mean, that's just Blissey being broken and Blissey making everything it's used with good, but yeah, then you don't have the problem of, oh, I want to blow up my Snorlax, but then I get eviscerated by special moves problem. So, and he's got 4 other Pokemon that can deal with fighters in some way, so he's not really worried about compounding weaknesses there. Maybe he's got to be a little careful against DD Tar, but nothing unmanageable, I don't think. Especially if he's smart with his movesets and his play. Yeah. Yeah, I don't even think I'm going to go to the gym tomorrow. Just maybe start doing some meditation, some yoga. I have problems taking it easy sometimes. But, can't be intense all the time. Yeah. I was thinking about getting another haircut recently. I got a haircut recently. But it's just getting annoying, getting in the way. And, so it's really, actually, it'd really just be more being lazy. Just like yeah, that's, these are my troubles right now. Actually, they're different things, but whatevs. Hopefully I'm soothing you to sleep or being a pleasant presence in your car ride. Or, whatever your commute is. What was that text? Oh, it's something on Instagram. I don't have an Instagram, but like someone sent me something that they saw on Instagram, so that can wait. I'm sure it's just a silly joke. Yeah, I really do like those. It's such a sign of connection when someone sends you those things. Well, there's no way McMegan doesn't win this one, so I feel somewhat justified in skipping ahead. There's a perfectly healthy... Oh, Blissey's at low health, okay. Blown up, but it's gonna... yeah. Cool. Alright. Thank you so much for watching / listening. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.